He was the girl I was loving baby every day. Didn't really like her. I'm telling her to hang out with him all the time. You can see that. Sit down. Just say hot water. Before she catches on, she
All right, listen, I'm back at World Class Boxing, keeping those young men and women off the streets and giving them something that is a greater good. The great trainer, of course, working hard here tonight, working up a sweat, he is Tommy Yankello. Now, the reason I came out tonight, obviously, is because what lies ahead in just a couple of days. And I talked to the fight professor, Bernie Luklich, earlier today, and he's saying like Tyson Fury stoppage in the ninth. I kind of agree, but we'll see what this guy has to say, and we'll roll you through the fight that is the trilogy. And let me say this, it is a huge fight, especially with what recently is happened to Anthony Joshua. Tommy, let's talk about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, the trilogy fight coming up.
I like your guys' prediction.
Do you?
I feel pretty much the same way. I mean, they fought how many rounds now? 20 rounds, 19 rounds. He stopped them, I think, in the 7th the last time, and they fought 12 rounds before. It was a draw, but that was because of the knockdowns, you know.
Yeah, how did he get up after that knockdown?
Oh, man, I'll tell you. A lot of balls in the heart.
The Alabama slammer hit him on the right
really being able to recuperate very quickly like that. Was pretty amazing. He looked like he was out. But, I mean, they boxed 19 rounds, and Fury's probably won 3. Maybe. I mean, I'm sorry. Wilder's probably won 3 rounds out of the 19 that they fought. So I know he's been doing some new things, and I know he's rededicated himself. But I just feel like, it takes a lot of years to acquire the skill level of Tyson Fury, and I just feel like he's got a puncher's chance. But other than the puncher's chance, I just feel like he's just not going to be able to. I just think the later rounds it'll be sort of like he may be able to, go a little longer because just because I mean he's a dangerous guy, and I think Fury's not going to take anything for granted. And I think he'll ease into working him over, and then get him. The last time I think he got him in the 7th. So I like what you guys said, 9th round. I was thinking the same thing. 9th, 10th round.
All right, here's the thing. I just think Deontay Wilder, his skill set is knocking people out. But I think he relies too much on the knockout. And anybody that knows anything about boxing, that's the last thing you should be thinking about when you step into the ring. It's about, building up points and being in shape to be able to go the distance if need be. But more times than not, if you're looking to land a haymaker, you're the one that ends up getting hit because your defense is down, because you're not thinking about actually a skill set of building up points and going the long distance. It's about the quick in and out. That doesn't work too often.
No, I mean, he's looking for one punch. I mean, Fury only has to worry about that punch. He's got just a great defense. Right? He's able to counter punch. He's a better defensive fighter. He knows how to use his jab. He knows how to use his range better. His defense is completely, Wilder has some real openings, at least he has. Could this be a new Wilder? It's hard to change in that short time. I'm sure he has improved, but I just don't think that he has the skill set to be in the ring with Fury for 12 rounds and be able to outscore him. I mean, he's just going to be able to, if he catches him, that would be his chance. But I feel like it's more like 80-20, 85-15 that he doesn't catch him.
Well, one thing about Tyson Fury, and I first really recognized him when I was hearing about this guy, 6'9" out of the UK, who had just a gregarious personality, and he ends up being Vladimir Klitschko. But he can really fight. The guy's got a great jab, he's a great counterpuncher, and the thing that I think a lot of people overlooked on him, he's got great movement as far as defensive skills.
Sure, and he's gotten better. He's gotten better. If you watch him early in his career, he isn't the same guy. He's improved. Defense, upper body movement, his feet, just defense is completely improved. And he uses his jab way better than he ever did. I watched some of his early fights. He would square up a lot of times, and he didn't know how to use his range as well. And I think he fought Vladimir Klitschko, and I think he learned a lot from that fight. He beat Klitschko, he's every age Klitschko, and I think he learned from that fight, how to really gauge range better. And that fight was nothing but an entertaining fight, but it was something that it's just like Canelo, how much he learned after he fought Floyd. He fought Floyd, and he learned so much just by fighting that guy, so how to use range, because Klitschko was great at using range, but Fury was actually taller than Klitschko, and I think he put that into his head, what Klitschko did for all those years, if he did it, you know, he's even bigger. So, you know, he uses his reach really well now. When you do get to him, he knows how to ward you off, he knows how to tie you up, and like Klitschko and the bigger guys like Lennox Lewis, you know, would do. And he just overall has just a better skill set than any heavyweight out there, as far as I mean, except maybe the new champion, Alexander Usyk.
You're right. Yeah, Usyk.
Yeah, and he has a skill set because he's come up. What people don't realize is these big guys.
Yeah, he was a cruiserweight, dominated for a while.
Right, but people don't realize as an amateur, he came up all through the weight classes. When you get guys like Joshua, when they started boxing, they were heavyweight. Wilder, when he started boxing, he was a heavyweight. Fury, when he started boxing, I think he was maybe a little bit lighter at times. But you get these guys that come up from weight class to weight class, and a guy like Usyk, people think he's small, but
Gold medalist too.
Gold medalist. He's 6'3", 221 pounds. It's not like
which heavyweights used to be.
Yeah, right. And Evander Holyfield was a guy that did the same thing Usyk did, and he wasn't as big as Usyk. So like that was something that I actually thought would happen. I thought he would be able to beat Joshua because he had a better skill set, and he was a lot bigger than people were giving him credit for, thinking that he was a cruiserweight. Holyfield was 6'1.5". This guy's 6'3", and he come in at 221 pounds. He was sucking really weight to make that cruiserweight. You know what I mean? So he's a legitimate heavyweight.
Our buddy Roy Jones Jr., who of course Tommy has trained for years, he too a very great light heavyweight, great cruiserweight, and obviously spent time in the heavyweight division as well. Last thing before we go, you can't judge a book by its cover. Everybody's always dissing on Fury because he obviously has the love handles and he doesn't. He looks like an everyday guy. I love his spirit. I love his knowledge of the game, and I'm a big fan of Deontay Wilder too. I mean, obviously the Alabama roots, big connection there, United States. You got to kind of root for him. But when you look at Tyson Fury and you think of Anthony Joshua, who looks like he should be in Muscle Magazine, this guy's been beaten by Usman and Ruiz recently, and I thought he was unstoppable after watching him fight early in his career, and obviously when he gained the heavyweight championship. So don't be fooled by a book just because of the way it looks. One thing is for sure, Tyson Fury's got the heart, he's got the spirit, and he's got the stamina. The guy does a lot of cardio stuff, and you know he can punch people and knock them out, but what I love about him, as we used to say back in the day at Mountaineer, punches and bunches.
That's right, and he got a skill set. I mean, boxing is about skill. You know, these guys, they get it mixed up. You know, strength and conditioning before skills, and the skills that you have are strength and conditioning. That's what no one ever takes. The technique is strength. You know, so when you're boxing every day and you're focusing on your skill set and you're developing that skill set, that is a strength in that ring. That, you know, you like I said, you could swim all day and you go out and run the marathon. You're not going to beat the guy that's running the marathon, running every day when you're swimming. So.
Obviously, great parents, that community of Beaver, PA, wonderful husband, father, and he truly has some incredible things happening here. I like to call Titletown, Ambridge, Pennsylvania, world-class boxing. You parents out there, if you just need to burn a little energy off your children, bring them here. They'll be in good hands. I'm a big fan, big proponent of Tommy Yankello. So we're all, the fight professor, Bernie Vukovic, Tommy and I, even Ted Arnaud talking last night on KDK Radio, we're kind of leaning towards Tyson Fury, but it's definitely one you want to get on pay-per-view because I think you're definitely going to be appreciative of both of these fighters and you will not be disappointed. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Tommy Yankello. I'm Ron Pratt from Ambridge World Class Boxing. Good night, everybody.